n8n just made their agent system 10x more powerful by adding this feature last week. You can add AI agents themselves of tool to other AI agents, which means that you can hierarchically create AI agent tools like that. So the main agent can delegate the task to this one, and then that can delegate to this agent, and so on and so forth. This is very powerful. Before, you were not able to do this, to add an AI agent as a tool to another AI agent. The workaround for that was to create a sub workflow and attach that using call n8n workflow tool, and then you create another n8n workflow and attach it. There are several problems with that. If you wanted to hand it off to different agents, this being the main orchestrator agent, some error happens, you have to go through each and every workflow to figure out where the error actually happened. So this has made life very simple. In this setup, I have a web research tool and a to-do list creator tool, which is to manage the task. Let me just demo this first. I have tested this system. Kimmy works really well, and even better than that, Sonnet 4. It's just too expensive to run it. This, I think, quarter of the price, I think, Kimmy 2, but it's as good. I am going to add that to this model here as well, and I'll quickly demo it. But another thing to note is that web research tool here uses the search tool from ChatGPT, so it just hands it off to ChatGPT's model, which is the mini search preview model. Before, you weren't able to do this because this model doesn't have tool calling capabilities. So if I can't really add this directly to the main agent here, because that will, if I do that, I won't be able to add any other email tool or anything like that at that level, because it doesn't have any tool calling support. But here in this case, I have a web research tool and I have isolated that search module. I don't have to use Perplexity or anything. Everything I use search models. This is good as well. GPT search. I let this one do the research. So let me just demo it. Reset the session. Can you write me a weekly AI newsletter? And you can see. Oh, before that, let me also just enable thinking. Save that. So let me just fire this off. So I had kicked it off and it's still going on. Mission accomplished after 8 minutes. First, let's see what we have got in the email. Weekly AI newsletter, August 1 edition. China proposes global AI cooperation organization on July 26th. It's actually new product launches, ChatGPT agent, Grox 4 on July 9th. It's past a week. Maybe I can adjust a prompt a little bit. Comet browser and research and developments and industry funding acquisitions. I have no idea. So it's not bad. Let me try that same with Kimi K2 and see what it comes back with. Probably much faster because it uses Grok's inference, but it doesn't have a thinking mode. See how fast that is? Oh my god. It's the same price as this one. I'm using Fireworks there. I'll also show you with the GLM, maybe. That is running. So let's explain the setup. I have a main agent here and a web research agent and a create task plan. So you can see what it is doing is that it's going through the task plan and creating an output. It comes with the task plan. Yeah, that is a task plan to-do list, and it has to finish all this to-dos until it finishes that marks that task as complete, and then it is actually firing off different queries. Done. That's Grok's inference for you. It's going through gathering latest AI news for the July week, updates the task plan. It's not as fancy, but it's simple. Latest AI breakthroughs and industry news. Open up GPT-5 preview. This is much more within the week though. Move works is that you can click on it and go to the policy regulations. This all happened in last week or so, so that all looks correct. Yeah, that looks pretty nice actually, I would say. It's not bad. Let me just try the other model as well, and then while that is running, I'll explain what's happening. This is a new model that came in the last week as well. It's pretty good for agentic capabilities. Going to say the same thing. Can you write a weekly newsletter? Today's date is... All right, while that is running, so the structure is mainly, you don't really need to have like multiple sub-agents for like multiple tasks, unless you want to context engineer like this, because the context of this stays within this agent. Anything that this tool outputs and doesn't actually pollute the main agent's output. That's one purpose of using sub-agents like this. But other than that, if it's not anything very special, I don't use specialized assistants like that. I just use the to-do writer following Cloud Code's architecture. I have a main thing and I have this task plan creator. In this prompt here, the main one's prompt is nothing fancy. Create task task plan, create a task plan using the planning tool, track the progress, and finish the to-dos. And I'm also passing the today's date. And a prompt for this planning tool it's the prompt is actually defined by this main agent instructs this agent. So it's talking to each other. And I'm also saying in the description so that the main agent knows what to pass. Instruct to create a plan for the task and also give a list of tools that you have access to. So it can plan based on the tool usage. It will instruct things like use this tool to do this research, things like that. And always start with, and I have a system message here as well, always start with reading the user preferences. This is where it actually gets all the task definitions. We don't have to have multiple agents, but have planning tool. This kind of simulates having multiple agents. So this is task create newsletter, which is what it is executing now. So the workflows are literally step by step. Try it with different mermaid flow diagrams work really well if you want complicated workflows. So instead of doing the node by node connection in the n8n, you do in the prompt, you create a workflow diagram using ChatGPT or something and instruct add it in here. That works really well as well. This kind of steps also work really well. If yes, go this way. If no, go this way. A flowchart kind of thing. But anyway, I would put some reports to my email always. These are the steps for creating newsletter. Use deep research task for deep research. Then the main agent knows that this is what it has to do in case of deep research. So phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, synthesis and structuring. The workflow is literally the prompt, and everything else depends on how good the AI agent model can adhere to the prompt. That's basically it. This is the thinking shift that you have to think about. In traditional n8n workflows, you can add nodes and put agents in between, so you have a definite path of flow, but it's not 100% agentic. It is somewhat deterministic. This is very much probabilistic. You have no idea which tools it is going to use. You can say in the prompt which tools to use, but sometimes AI agents miss that and produce errors. That's why the human in the loop needs to be there. But on the flip side, you don't have to create workflows beforehand. This is all you need. Then you just change the prompt. If you are working with AI agents, you really don't have to buy any more n8n templates. You just have to do the task definitions and do context engineering by separating into subtasks. If you observe you're starting to get polluted results, then again, you don't need all that fancy stuff, fancy 48 nodes AI agent workflow. So this is pretty much your entire setup. Here, the only problem with this setup is that depending on the model, you probably need other tools like compaction because it only has 200K context window, unless you use something like Gemini. I've tested with different models here. Haiku, pretty bad for it. Sonnet for thinking, GLM, it is working, but it will run out of context, I think, because it's not stopping. It's still researching because it doesn't have enough context for deep research. So I should have put some guardrails there saying that maximum number of queries that you can perform is 20 or something like that. But it is adhering to the prompt very well. After every task, it is updating the create plan task. Completed to do 5, completed to do 4. It's pretty good, the GLM 4.5 model for agent tasks. Long running, but it will run out of context. I just wanted to show you this, how it will perform. And also it supports thinking mode. So it's actually has thinking tokens as well. It didn't finish it, it stopped for human interaction. The context got so big that it forgot, but everything is there. It did all that. It would have been nice. It did finish the whole thing. Maybe I should just attach this to this one as well here. So that also has access to the user preference. And let me just run it once more because it would have been nice if it finished. Everything is done, but now it just got confused with the recipient email address. It forgot basically. So let me just run that one more time and we will come back. This is the company that did the 4.5 model. Oh, its context is even low. It's 128K, so it's even less than I thought it was. But anyway, this is actually through Fireworks. All right, ran out of search. So I'm going to stop that. Out of OpenAI credits. But so you get the idea. All right, I've been trying to make the GLM 4.5 work, but it does way too many tool call failure, like receive tool input didn't match the expected schema. It works fine in my agents. When using with n8n doesn't seem to, at some point along the lines it fails. One of the tool calls fails and then the whole thing stops. So anyway, I'll leave it in there. You can try it out, but all you have to do is create a new account and change your Fireworks base URL and add the Fireworks API key, or any other provider. Same way, change the base URL and add the API key. But for now, I want to show you one more. I can do all kinds of deep research. Creating a newsletter was just one of the things that I wanted wanted to demo. Create me a travel for Japan 1 week. Mid-budget. No shit. Right, so let's shoot that off. This is Kimike too. Your complete 7 day. This is not bad. You get this in email. You have all the total budget for 7 day, 6 nights. It has the Tokyo arrival, what to do, what to visit, and all that. Where to eat. All of that. It's a pretty comprehensive itinerary and it's pretty cheap. And travel tips, emergency contacts, things like that. Airport sim, booking recommendations. August is peak season and some tips here. This could easily go as a blog. You can try it out. And if you want to learn more like this stuff, join my school community. I have tons of n8n workflows here. I haven't copy pasted everything I found on n8n website. These are actually the ones that I tested and I've created myself. And yeah, I actually use these. So all the setup instruction and everything here. And if you want to do an automation yourself, just reach out to me and we can do a strategy call and see how that works in the AI agent world. If you don't want to get left behind, be sure to check it out.